But we begin tonight with a jury's decision today in Cedar Rapids. Right now, Nicholas Luerkens is behind bars.
And he will stay that way for the rest of his life after a jury convicted him of first-degree murder for stabbing Lynnsey Donald in the Marion Hy-Vee parking lot in front of her young son. Fox 28 News reporter Dora Miller has more on why the defense had a huge mountain to climb.
Lynnsey Donald's family left the courtroom with one less worry about their daughter's killer. Nicholas Luerkens will be locked up for the remainder of his natural life.
We're grateful that justice has been served.
But the defense argued Luerkens wasn't in his right mind when he viciously stabbed Donald in the Hy-Vee parking lot. One defense attorney with no connection to the case says that argument is hard to prove and one that doesn't see a lot of success in Iowa.
It's not an easy defense because we're saying that the defendant didn't have the ability to tell right versus wrong.
Tom Viner says it's not as simple as calling someone crazy. Everything has to line up.
If we have video, if we have writings, if we have reason to think that this person was acting normally, it's going to be harder for us to make the conclusion that they couldn't tell right versus wrong.
In Luerkens' case, the jury found sufficient evidence to convict him of murder in the first degree.
Generally, it's a question of what the doctor is going to say about that person's ability to make decisions.
More specifically, the state says it came down to premeditation and key pieces of evidence.
I've never had a case, of course, this serious where we ever had video footage of the crime being committed, but there was so much more to this than the videotape itself.
You can't fault defense attorneys for looking for every possible defense.
On the other side, the Donald family, who say they're grateful for the outcome, still have to live without their daughter.
One thing I want people to remember about Lynnsey is that we will all miss that loving, contagious smile and friendly, loving soul forever.
Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Dora Miller, Fox 28 News.
Sentencing for Luerkens will be January 8th. A first-degree murder conviction in Iowa means a mandatory life sentence with no possibility of parole.